Hey guys, the WalterFootball.com After Dark Show for February 2nd, 2025. We're going to be doing another Chiefs Eagles Super Bowl props preview. Also, talk about our co host's absolute love for the Chiefs. Going to get into all that. Before we get into it, please hit like, subscribe, comment below, share this video, visit the link in the description for the merch store. Of course, I'm wearing one of these shirts. It is a navy blue Walter football shirt, part of our pristine winter collection. You can find here on the merch store. You can actually look here and you might be like, wait a second, I don't see a dark blue shirt. Where can I get one? You can actually change the color on any of these shirts. They have like almost any color you can imagine. So you get a ton of options here. 25% off everything except for the mug. I don't know why. Why not the mug? But yeah, all the shirts and the apron are 25% off. You can go to Amazon, buy my books. I have 3 books. One of them is called Jerks of the College Years. It's the most recent one, where I made fun of people I saw at Penn State. I was there for 6 years. So as you can imagine, I had a lot of writing material. Another book I wrote is How the 2020 MVP Was Stolen, which is an expose about how Brett Favre tried to sabotage Aaron Rodgers. It is quite the book. Lots of recommendations here from people to read it. So I would definitely recommend it. Also, please consider super chats, super stickers. We've had some great ones from John Sanders, Alan Stafford, Slew. You guys have been so awesome with your contributions. Just really appreciate it. Really keeps the show going, because it's no longer January. It's still February, which is still Q1, which is the slow time of the year for advertising. So we are making less now than we did back in December, which was also pretty low. So that is the best way to support the show, and make sure we keep posting new episodes 4 times a week. All right, we are joined by Tom, Quacky T. Tom, how's it going? I imagine you were very excited about what happened last Sunday.
Oh, absolutely. Hey, I didn't do too bad overall. In fact, I wanted to announce that I broke out of I placed my first wager since the Battle of the Horses.
Right.
I bet $11 on the Kansas City Chiefs money line, and I won $10 profit.
There you go. That's all it took.
Yeah. See, I'm their good luck charm apparently. But shout out, hello to the Walter football family. It's good to be here again. Love being on here, and I don't know. I mean, we're probably still gonna cover a lot, even in just one game. But I did call Mac Hollins' touchdown last week, right, Flintstone?
You did, and when it happened, you texted me. I wondered if you bet it, and I was.
Of course not. No, I don't. I'm retired since the Battle of the Horses, but I was willing to risk the $11 if it meant the Chiefs were going to lose. See, that's why, as I said last show, either I'll make some money or the Chiefs will lose. So it's worth it. Something positive will happen, And I mean, something positive and something. It's like a life hedge. It's a mental hedge. You gotta.
So please take us through your experience here with the Chiefs Bills game, because I imagine it must have been a roller coaster ride for you, because it started off poorly. The Chiefs had a big lead, and then the Bills stormed back. They took the lead, and then some very shady calls happened, and the Chiefs ended up winning. So what was your takeaway from that game?
What's funny? I watched the game at a Buffalo Wild Wings location. Nice. And what's funny is sitting at Buffalo Wild Wings and watching the broadcast and seeing a commercial for Buffalo Wild Wings while you're sitting at Buffalo Wild Wings. I'm like, hey, it worked, I guess.
It's like Inception. Like what if in the commercial they're watching the TV and there's another commercial for Buffalo Wild Wings, and it just keeps on going. That never ends.
Yeah, in the commercial they're sitting in the restaurant watching another commercial. Man.
Yeah.
It's like my idea of challenging the challenge.
Yeah. What if by like the 20th iteration, the people watching TV are watching you? Like, I freak out what you mean.
Oh my God, man. That sounds like the 7th circle of hell.
I know. It's definitely a Twilight Zone sort of deal. But
yeah.
So,
sorry. Oh yeah, I was going to bring up that Twilight Zone episode. A nice place to visit. That's I know it's one of our favorite episodes, but we can get into that later. And so people are honking for the game here.
Yeah,
maybe.
So to take us through your experiences at Buffalo Wild Wings watching it.
It's just like, I mean, there's nothing I'm going to say that hasn't been said already. I mean, it speaks for itself. I mean, like, I've never seen, and people, it's more than, because we have such an appetite for these rise and fall narratives, right? The public does.
Yeah.
And it's just like, yeah, like the team wins too much, you want them to lose. But this is different from like the Patriots, and this is for me, and this is different from the Golden State Warriors, and this is different from the 90s Bulls. It's not any fun. It's not fun to watch a Chiefs game unless you're a Chiefs fan. And I know people say, oh, like you should appreciate it in the moment, right? And that's a fair point. You're witnessing greatness. You should take time to appreciate it. But there's just something different about it. It's so, again, I'm not saying anything that everyone hasn't said a trillion times anymore, but it's like we're watching the broadcast and we're seeing, even when the Bills had the lead, there were these two guys sitting next to me, and the one of them said, he's like, it's going to happen. He's like, the Chiefs are going to come down and like winning on a field goal. And that was like in the beginning of the fourth quarter. Not that that's necessarily the boldest of predictions, but it's like, he's right. Like, I know that's exactly what's going to happen. And I mean, the calls or lack of calls that we saw in there, I mean, it's the same old story. And then people are going, oh, it's because it's not your team. No, it's just sucks. Like, are we just going to like we're just sweeping it under the rug as fans? I've seen some hashtag boycott Super Bowl out there. I mean, yeah. I to my knowledge, I'm pro boycotting the halftime show. I hate the halftime show.
That's gonna be like when my son goes to bed. I'm not gonna watch the halftime show.
I never understood. I will leave the room and turn the. I can't do it. I don't understand. That's one thing I will say. And you know me well, as a lot of you probably can tell by now that I'm rather contrarian. But I just don't get it. Like, that's one thing. Like, there are things that I don't like, but I say I understand the allure of it. I can understand why somebody would like that.
Yeah,
I don't understand that one. I don't understand why people are like, people get like, so many people want to watch the Super Bowl halftime show. I think that's so strange. I don't know, and I understand I'm in the minority, but anyhow, so I've seen the boycott Super.
You're breaking up. I don't know if you got like a bad connection or something. Like, you're not even like moving. I don't know if I can. I'm not seeing you move. So maybe you'll be back in a minute. Now you're moving. Can you try talking now?
Sorry.
Okay.
Maybe my connection went out for a second there.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Just let me know if it happens again. But
okay.
Shoot, I had a good rant there, and I can't remember what it was.
I couldn't hear you, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. No, it's just kind of become a tired act. Like, we're looking right at it, and now for the first time, it's like, hey, like let's get Gene Steratore on here.
You're breaking up again. So maybe we'll give it a minute, and I mean, we'll see if Tom can fix this issue. Real quick, just read some comments. Bagger says the NFL's rigging games. Maybe you should publish an expose about it. Maybe even calling how the 2024 presidential election was stolen, which is very funny. I don't know if the games are rigged. I said this. I can't remember if I said it on Wednesday or Thursday, but I said that I just don't know if the games are rigged. Like, they could be, and like I don't think anyone can definitely say yes, it's definitely rigged, or no, it's definitely not rigged. I think both are very foolish things to say. Because first, like, if you say yes, it's definitely rigged, like, there's no evidence of it. Yeah, I mean, like, there are so many bad calls, but there's no concrete evidence of it. But if you say no, it's definitely not rigged, then you completely ignore what happened in the NBA with Tim Donaghy. Because, like, we know that was rigged. And if the NBA can be rigged, then the NFL can be rigged. We just haven't caught any rogue officials yet. So, but what's important, I think, is that in a big poll I saw on Twitter, there's like 6,000 or so responses, or maybe more. I didn't check the final count, but 54% of people said yes, the NFL is rigged, and like that's an issue. If you have such an image problem that more than half of people think that the NFL is rigged, like, even if it's not, like, that is a major issue for the NFL. So I don't know, Tom. I guess you're back now. So what are your thoughts on the whole rigging thing? I don't know if that's what you were talking about in your rant, but Let me go.
Yeah, well, yeah, and for those that aren't familiar with the Tim Donaghy, I think most sports fans are, but even if you think you are, they have an untold. I think it's on Netflix. It's called Operation Flagrant Foul. Or even if you're familiar with the story, it's definitely worth the watch. And Tim Donaghy's a Philly guy too.
Hmm.
But the thing with that, like, I don't think it's not rigged. Like, pro wrestling is rigged because even Donaghy, like, he heavily influenced the game, but they still didn't win every time. I think they're winning at like an 82% clip or something though, which is insane.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're winning that, like, you're definitely profitable. So, but I mean, I guess we get into the unpacking of defining what rigged means. Does rigged mean it's going to, like, the outcome's going to, it's going to come your way every time? Or in that case, you might be able to argue if it's rigged, then it should be, undefeated, if you will, like with the example of the Tim Donaghy situation. So, I mean, there are plays that the Chiefs, I mean, it really, and look, they've got the talent, obviously, on this team. They have two Hall of Famers, two future Hall of Famers. But it's just these plays, like, look at that Texans game. Look at how where they benefited, like, some of those bad calls. But I think two of them led to touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
And they only had 23 points.
Yeah.
How about that fourth down where it was? Well, I can't really do it on here. Yeah, like the marking was like that, where the refs ran in on that fourth down Josh Allen sneak. I mean, yeah, like, that doesn't guarantee that they'll win. Like, sure, the Bills could get an interception the next play and for a touchdown. So it's like, I believe it's highly choreographed, but I wouldn't say rigged. Otherwise, it would, because there's still, like, I mean, the Chiefs still could have lost. Yeah. So it's highly, I would say it's highly influenced. And I mean, for God's sake, I mean, every other freaking commercial, when it's not State Farm, it's DraftKings or FanDuel, the official, and it's like, gee, I wonder if there's any referee out there ever that wanted to gamble.
Right.
That's like, I mean, you think these people, like, okay, like, I mean, maybe, I guess, hell if I know. But, like, I mean, you're telling me it never crossed the mind of any of them? You're telling me, like, not, I don't know. I digress, man. I'm just gonna be, sitting over here talking about what everyone's already thinking anyway, I guess. But I Cassandra's, yeah, that's what I'm saying, Cassandra. I want to digress because it's like canon in life now. That's all anybody talks. Anyone who's anyone is talking about the Chiefs. It's just, but it's not that, it's just not fun to watch,
Why do we think it's fun to watch? I'm kind of curious about that because I feel like all Chiefs games are exciting. Like, the Chiefs Bills game was very exciting. Maybe not the Chiefs Texans game because I don't know. I mean, the Texans, I don't know if they belong, but like
it's insulting. It's insulting to watch.
The Chiefs Bengals two years ago was great. Like, that was a great game. I think it's at least entertaining, even if you kind of know the result ahead of time.
Right, but I'm speaking more in the past this season and last season. It's just, like, insulting to watch. Like, hey, Gene's territory. What do you see here? That ain't a foul there, Joe.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, it's just, it's like, I guess, I mean, everyone's talking about it. I guess no one's going to listen, in the NFL. So it's just, hopefully I'm wrong. You know what? Maybe I'll only watch the halftime show this year. That's what I'll do.
Just
that's what I'll do. To really rebel.
Yeah,
Cassandra, that's the.
You were talking about the halftime show when you started breaking up. I don't get it either. I don't understand what music has to do with football. Now, I mean, I know that, like, the common fan, like, not common fan, like the common person who doesn't really watch football will watch the Super Bowl just for the halftime show or something, or the commercials. You hear that a lot. So I guess that's why they do it during the halftime show and the Super Bowl. But, like, I don't get halftime performances in other games. Like, we had, what was it, the Ravens Steelers Christmas game where we had, was it Beyonce, I think, performed? Like I didn't understand that at all. Like they're trying to get like casual fans to watch. That's not going to work on Christmas. Casual people are celebrating Christmas with their families. Like they're not watching the NFL. Even if Beyonce's on at halftime. But I do understand at least halftime. I just like I think it's stupid personally. Like because anyone who's going to watch the game for the game, like they don't need the music. Like there's no real crossover between NFL fans and people who like music. Um, it's something
Everyone likes music.
I don't really like music that much. Like I mostly listen to podcasts and stuff, which is like kind of difficult to do when I'm writing. Like if I'm doing like menial tasks at the site, like updating the homepage or the mock draft database, where like I don't have to think. Like I'll listen to a podcast. If I'm doing stuff where I have to write, like I can't listen to anything with words in it because then if I'm tired, I'll start writing the words. You know, it's pretty tough. So what I usually do is I listen to like video game music, and so my recommendation last year was someone is I criticized the music that someone was like, who would you rather have on like during the halftime show? And I said David Weiss. David Weiss is the guy who wrote the music for Donkey Kong Country. So
nice, yeah.
That is what I'd go for. I don't know, but I obviously in the minority.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, and that's a fair point. They're trying to bring it, get viewers who aren't football fans too, if they can.
Yeah,
but I just think it's like, I just want to see like them play the songs, like, and I'm a former musician, like I went to college for music originally, but I just don't. Like I understand it's a live performance, and I understand the value of a live performance, but it's just like it's like half a step above like just watching a music video on TV. I don't know.
Yeah,
but you know what? But I'm the one in the minority. I seem to be the only one that doesn't like them. So the problem is probably me.
Well, I don't either. I'm a former musician too. I did a few piano recitals when I was a kid. So there you go.
Wow.
Look, it was in front of like 30 people. I was nervous.
Wow.
I don't know. It's always like my least favorite day of the year because I used to take piano lessons, and it was like every June, like at my piano teacher's house, she'd have a recital, and like I used to walk there because it's like right around the corner, and I always like used to dread it. And then like I found out that like other kids my age there, they're all like they felt the same way. They're like, oh man, I don't want to be here. I'm like, oh wow, like we all. I thought I was like the only one who was like felt scared about it, but I don't know. I kind of learned quickly that wasn't the case.
Yeah, I've done a couple of those in my day too, but I don't miss them either.
Yeah. Have they announced the officiating crew for the Chiefs three-peat? Yeah, Torbert is the ref. The Chiefs are 3-1 with him, so we'll see. It is. I don't know. I've seen people be like, "Oh, the Chiefs didn't have that many more or fewer penalties than the Bills. Like it was 6-5." But like they always get the most important calls. It seems like the ones that decide the game. Like you talked about the Texans ones, like what happened to that, and that led to points. The two most questionable calls against the Bills led to 14 points for the Chiefs. And I don't know, that Josh Allen call was so bad. Even the head of officiating, he said that they screwed it up, which I don't know how, like, because it was clear it was at the 40, and then the official who didn't have a good look at it ran in and overruled the other guy, and then they looked at it in a replay review, and then like they just still with the call. It just didn't make sense. I don't know, but like when they were reviewing it, I thought that they weren't going to give the Bills the ball. I just felt like uneasy about it.
Yeah, you know what? This is where the new rule of challenging a challenge could really come in. Like that's when you challenge a challenge. It's like, oh, you think there's like shenanigans here? It's like, yeah, after further review, sort of thing. That would be a perfect time.
I like it.
Yeah, like that's when you do like a quick poll of like the audience at home and the commentators and
the phone a friend.
Yeah, and the Gene Sterators.
Yeah, you call up the official in the booth, and then you do 50-50 with the audience, and you can do that. But how many times can you challenge a challenge though? Like if that doesn't succeed, can you challenge the challenge? Like, can you keep going?
Well, for now, we'll just add one more layer. It's a big undertaking.
Yeah, and it's.
I mean, we're already dealing with the landing zone this year, so
they have to get rid of that. It's ridiculous.
Something no. Dude,
by the way,
I love the landing zone.
Why? The dumbest thing.
No, man, it really makes you think. You gotta be more aware.
It's stupid because you can't. Well, you have to announce that you're onside kicking it, which makes the onside kick worse. And you can't do an onside kick until the fourth quarter, which is ridiculous. And also, any penalties, like enforced, like after the extra point or whatever, they're nullified because they can't move the kickoff because of the stupid landing zone. So it screws everything up. It's so stupid. Yeah, I was actually thinking today about before this new stupid kickoff rule. If I were coach or GM in the NFL, like I would scour the entire planet, like every person on the planet, and try to find the best onside kicker like in the world. And then I would go onside kick every single time, like with that guy, like never kick it off. Just keep, because like if he's like 50, if he's like 50-50 to do it, then like you're basically getting a turnover half the time. I would just do it.
Well, I mean, the hard thing about it, I mean, 50-50, I think that's a tall order, Walt.
Well, it's like the best guy ever in the world. Like, I don't know.
Maybe I'll start practicing.
You should. You can do it.
Dude, that would be great. I think that would really be a good step for me.
Yeah, I think so too.
But like the thing is, like for the most part, especially with the intentional onside kick, like I feel like a lot has to break. Obviously, a lot has to break your way on an onside kick. But it's not just like a nice kick, especially now that they know it's coming. So it's like they have to kind of like bobble it or I don't know. Or you have to have your guy like run. I mean, maybe you can kick it off really high and like turn it into a 50-50. Did anyone do that? Like just like a 50-50 ball with like your best guy?
Yeah, we saw that one of the games, I think. I can't remember which one it was, but yeah, I mean I think that's how you do it. It is pretty hard, but I don't know how much like kickers practice that. Like I imagine kickers are practicing their field goals more so than the onside kick. I don't know. I don't know how much like that time and dedication comes into that. So that's what I was thinking. Like try to find the best person out there who can do it. But it's a moot point now. Well, first of all, I'm not a coach or GM, so that's one thing. And second, like the stupid rules kind of negate that anyway. So. Kimmy Eagle says, if Cook can run for 85 yards and 13 carries, how many will Barkley run for in 20 to 22? Parlay a 100 yards with anytime touchdown to hear Quacky fine. Okay. Interesting. I don't know. Maybe I was the only one. But anyway, let's do that very quickly. I know we have other comments. We'll get to those in a second. Barkley, anytime touchdown and rushing props. You can see this, right?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so alt rushing yards 100 is minus 190. You parlay those together, you get plus 108. So Barkley 100 yards and a touchdown is plus 108. What do you think about
that? Wow, I mean, I guess it's about right. I mean, the way he's going.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you? I mean, I don't know. I feel like if you're going to go 100, it might be click 110 plus instead. See what that. I mean, it's not going to get you that much more, but.
Plus 132.
Yeah, plus 132. I mean,
if you go to 90, minus 111.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I think the line is about right, but I don't know. I'd probably stay away. What's Gainwell to score? I called Gainwell to score one last week.
Yeah, he got hurt.
Oh, that's right.
He got hurt in our same game parlay. I had Gainwell over 8.5 rushing yards. He gets to 8 and he gets hurt. Not that we would have won otherwise, but I was like still tilted from that. Kenneth Gainwell, he's 12-1 to score a touchdown. I think he's questionable to head into this game. So like if he can't go, it's Will Shipley. That's why they have the same numbers here.
Right.
So we just don't know. Shipley's really good, by the way. I think he's better than Gainwell. Not so much as a receiver, but just a runner. He's much better.
We'll maybe put $10 on both of them.
Oh no, just wait to see if Gainwell's healthy. If Gainwell plays, put it on Gainwell. If Gainwell's out, put in Shipley. If you like the Eagles' backup guy scoring, but I mean that happened last week with Shipley.
Grant Calcaterra is 2100 plus 21 to 1.
Yeah, but he's not really playing.
Yeah,
So,
but what if
I mean, I think you need Goddard to get hurt for that.
Yeah,
kind of
but
curious.
let's figure out like which team, like which player. Like think about last year. Remember Jawan Jennings threw a touchdown pass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like which player is going to do something crazy like that?
Yeah.
It could be like a Grant, like it's like someone like you probably wouldn't expect. Let's find one of those, dude. First touchdown, Paris Campbell. How about?
No.
Don't do that.
Do you know how many routes Calcaterra ran last week? Or in the NFC Championship?
0.0.
No, he ran 5. So
Okay,
I guess it could happen.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, like, all the more reason to be like, oh yeah, right, that'll never happen. It's like, oh, like little gadget play, Calcaterra's going this way and touchdown.
Well, look, I mean, he is on the field as a run blocker.
Yeah,
he spends most of his time blocking. But yeah, I don't think it's like the craziest thing in the world for him to score. I wouldn't bet it at 21-1, but it could happen. Sousa's still waiting for a playoff game where a call or two goes against the Chiefs instead of their opponent. Well, if it's going to happen, I think it'll happen in the Super Bowl because they're already here. Like if I'm not saying it is rigged, but if it's rigged to get the Chiefs to the Super Bowl, I don't see why it would be rigged for the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl. Because like, what does it matter? Like all the eyes are on the game. You have the stupid Taylor Swift Kelsey thing like that. Like that's what most people are talking about with this rigging thing. Although calls went against them before that even happened. But like, really, like, why would the rigging continue if it does happen, like in the Super Bowl? I'm saying, like,
right.
I don't know if there's necessarily going to be rigging in the Super Bowl, but we'll see. I don't know. Maybe there will be. I don't know. Let's see. It's every game. Slew people just don't remember the calls. I don't know. I mean, I can't remember a big call that went against the Chiefs that was an incorrect call. I just don't remember one. But maybe I don't know. Maybe there is one. I don't know. Let's see. Does anyone doubt that if the Bills had been given a first down call, Mahomes would have drove the length of the field on his own merit and won the game afterward anyway? Well, it was the Bills were up 1, right? So if they drove the field, they would be up 8, and so Mahomes could only tie at that point. Let's see. Pastor saying I only care about half the show this year. To be honest, Kendrick is going to be great. Nothing will top Prince though. I was like Prince's music.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know. I can't tell you who Kendrick is.
It's Kendrick Lamar.
Kendrick Lamar, but I can't tell you who that is. I can't. Like, if you were like, Walt, I'll give you $1 million right now. If you could like name a song without looking it up from Kendrick Lamar, I'd be out $1 million. I don't know who that is. I've never heard of it before.
I only know I know a few of his songs, but I probably know some that I don't realize is him. I mean, I do like rap music too, but I like older stuff.
Can you name what's one song that he's done?
I like Money Trees, and was it Be Humble or Sit Down? I can't remember what it's called.
You could just made that up, and I don't know.
Yeah, no, Money Trees is a good. I like that song.
Yeah,
but I don't, I don't really know much. But I have heard a few of his tracks recently. But like I think I've heard some songs. I'm like, oh, I didn't realize that was him.
Oh, it's a good song by him. It's Lemonade. That's a good song.
Okay. Oh, you're a Kendrick fan.
Yeah, it's Lemonade here. I just made it up.
And I'm like, oh, is that a song by him?
Yeah, it's another good song.
I can't believe I just fell for that. I don't even like music, and you're like, oh, Lemonade's a good one. I'm like, oh.
And Microsoft Excel, another good one. I'm looking at tab.
Man, the Lemonade, like that sounds believable though.
It does.
Yeah, I mean,
I was gonna go with the Excel first, but then I was like, there's Lemonade right here. Let me
that was you chose wisely. I think.
Just went with red football. I could just like, what else is on my desk? Straws. It said straws.
Paper straws. Yeah.
No, it's not paper straws. No paper straws. Paper straws are terrible. Plastic straws. Plastic straws was a believable song too.
But paper straws would be more like
sock. What else is on my desk?
No, paper straws. Hey, I'm all for saving the sea life. Our friends in the sea. but like I'd rather have no straw. Oh, it's weird. It gets like mushy in your lips. Like
Oh, the paper straws? It's terrible.
It's horrible. Yeah, I'd rather just don't give me a straw at all.
Yeah, no.
Like than that. In fact, like I've given them back. I'm just I've politely declined a paper straw.
This is what so in some, as you know, in some states and some cities, they do not have plastic straws, right? There,
right. Philadelphia is one of them.
Is it? I don't know. I never go in the city. Anyway,
well, let me correct myself. When I lived in
this.
Let me correct my state. I want to correct my statement for the record, Walter.
Yeah.
In Westchester, when I lived in Westchester in 2021 or in 2022 rather, like you couldn't get I couldn't find a plastic straw like anywhere I went. Now Wawa, they didn't have them. Like Starbucks, they had paper straws. Like
yeah.
So I was just, everywhere I went, it was just paper straws. So I was operating under the assumption that they were maybe one of the cities. And I said Philadelphia too. I actually do not know if that's true. I'm making an assumption based on that. This is a matter of great concern, and I need to make sure that.
Well, Westchester's a college town, so I imagine they'd be more liberal about it. I bring these. I bring these to Las Vegas. This is straws.
Mm-hmm.
I bought them on Amazon, and I just put in my my suitcase, and I bring it. And I just carry around plastic straws. I'm just kind of like some weirdo who carries plastic straws. And actually, like I was drinking out of a plastic straw, and like some old lady was like, "Where'd you get that? I want a plastic straw." I'm like, "Okay, lady, I brought them from home." So.
I saw at the dollar store you can get like a metal straw attachment that you like keep on your keychain or something.
Ugh,
and you can.
It sounds awful.
Or you can keep it in your car too. You can keep it in your car too, like in a clean Ziploc location. And then you break it out. Oh, you only got a paper straw. Okay, these suck, but I can put this metal piece on top of it. And now I'm drinking out of something that doesn't feel like mush in my mouth. You know? Ugh. Oh, it skeeves me out. That feeling. It feels so weird.
My wife drinks out of a metal straw. I have way too many cavities for that. Like it really screws up if you have a lot of cavities. I don't like it either. But like to carry it around on a keychain, like it just gets all dirty. Like that's horrible.
Well, I don't. I mean, it appeared to be a keychain. I didn't buy one, but you know what? I'm just gonna bring a sippy cup lid everywhere I go, and then just like okay, like what size? You know, I have different sizes. Like I'm pulling into McDonald's, like oh no straw today, please, and it attaches nicely on top of that, and it can be a sippy cup situation. Nice. So I'm doing my part out here, Walter.
Well, that's what you do when you have kids. You have to bring the sippy cup because otherwise it gets problematic.
So you have experience here. Do they latch on to the paper cups pretty well? Like say I don't know, like you went to like a McDonald's or something.
No. I just bring a sippy cup. So like if I get a drink, I just pour the drink into the sippy. You thought to put the lid on the
I don't know what I'm thinking. There's something wrong with my brain, man. Remember the agreement that we had, man. Yeah. Remember the agreement we had.
Yes.
If you outlive me,
you donate your brain to science. Yes.
I love you already knew what I was going to say.
I remembered it. I'll live up to that word. And if I outlive you, I will donate your brain to science.
I'll have to make some move. I'll have to move some things around in my life insurance policy to add. You know, I don't want to put you out in order to do that.
Yeah. Well, look, you need to put that in writing somewhere because I'm gonna be like, wait, Tom said for me to do this. Like, no one in your family is gonna be like, wait a second, though. Like,
I think I've told my family that too, so they might be like, oh, okay, like you're gonna head up that department, Walter. Thank you. You know, for your help.
Save everyone some time.
No one in my family. They might believe it. I don't know. Anyhow.
Sandra says, was that the creepy satanic one? Yeah, that the Beyonce halftime. That was the satanic one. That was like I was the poor choice of a halftime show. Based Donkey Kong soundtrack enjoyer. Yeah, it's right on the screen there. The this button unfortunately doesn't work. Donkey Kong Country 2 full OST. Yeah. Unfortunately, that's an old video. Like this whole this whole bar up here is super old, so it doesn't work. But that's what I listen to. Just any video game music that's good, I'll listen to when I'm like writing words that I have to like concentrate on. Pokemon's another great one. Can't go wrong there. See. I've never played Pokemon, so I can't tell you if the music's good or not. Like I usually just listen to stuff that I've played before, just because like it just brings you down memory lane. So like that's what I like about music from video games. Just you get to like relive what we've done before. But yeah.
Yeah, Pokemon. You remember the show? The theme song. Gotta catch 'em all. Like everyone knows that.
No, I never watched it before. I've never watched a single second of Pokemon.
Very best. I can't believe you don't know that. And then at the end, they would have the Poke Raps.
No, I think it was a little too old for that. Like it came out when I was like in high school already.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Because I was in like 8th grade.
Yeah, so I was like graduating high school already. So
my younger brother was really into it, and like in the mornings when we would get ready for school, it would always be on TV. So like at first I was like, like what is this? But then after a while, like I was like, this is all right.
Yeah,
and then So I'm sorry. Go ahead.
My sister's friends were into it. She's 3 years younger. She's like you're older than you or something.
Yeah. But I never traded the cards. However, I did know all the numbers 1 through 151. So like I said I wasn't into it, but I had all 151 memorized. But I think that's just my brain. I think that's or no, I don't know. Do you think most kids knew all like 151 on the number? Or like do you think because you know how I can remember things?
I'm not even quite sure what you're talking about. This 151.
Yeah, so every Pokemon like has a number. Like Pikachu is number 25.
Oh, okay.
Bulbasaur is number 1.
Have they added since then?
I think there's like hundreds now, like hundreds more.
Okay.
And that's where I lost interest once they went past 151.
Yeah.
But anyhow, they used to have these Poke Raps at the end where they just like named Charmeleon, Wartortle, Mewtwo, Tentacruel, Aerodactyl. They're just name all the different ones, and they would play it at the end of every episode. The Poke Raps. Maybe someone in the who said that Bagley knew the Pokemon music.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I assume anyone who is like hardcore into it knew might have known all the numbers or most of them. But I didn't even know there was a numbering system until now, so that's news to me.
Yeah,
I used to play Magic the Gathering all the time. I still do sometimes, like when I have time. And unfortunately, like everyone I used to play with has like moved away or lost interest or disinvited me from their house. So I don't get to play anymore.
Disinvited you?
Yes. I'm persona non grata at my former friend's house. I don't know why. I don't know what I did, but they no longer want me there.
I wonder.
Look, my friend, I have no issue with. I think his wife just doesn't like me because she's one of these crazy cat ladies.
Who wouldn't like you, princess?
I don't think any cat lady does. Like really. Yeah. Anyway, actually, since I like the halftime show a lot, I think a lot of women who don't want to watch the game are excited to watch the halftime show. Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
for sure.
I think they should do like Quizzo for halftime, and like you can use your phone to like answer questions like quickly. Like it'll have to be fast, so like you can't look it up, like or all the answers up. I think that would be cool. And I like maybe women and like non-football loving men would be into that too. So.
Non-football loving men. That's
I know too.
They do exist.
I know too. Yeah, I mean, one of my friends, I
just love the way you put it, non-football loving men.
Yeah, one of my good friends, like he knows nothing about football, almost nothing, and like a question he asked me like last year was like, "Is McNabb still the quarterback of the Eagles?" I'm like, he hasn't been quarterback of the Eagles for a decade, dude.
He's like, more than that, yeah.
Yeah. How many minutes do I have between the last play of the first half and the kickoff to start the second half? That's all I care about. Yeah. Usually the halftime show is longer. Like usually, the halftime of a regular football game is 12 minutes. Time show, the Super Bowl.
And that's the other thing. Like, and this is more than a halftime show problem. This is a Super Bowl problem. And look, I'm not stupid. I understand it's all about money and ads and everything. but and obviously like everyone's watching. You know, I'm not that dumb. I get it why it's this way, but it's like it's just too much ceremony. It's like for the love of everything that's sacred, start the game.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just like, and you know, like sometimes I watch. Actually, you know what? I actually did enjoy watching last year's Super Bowl. But a lot of times I don't enjoy watching the Super Bowl. I mean, you know, of course, if it's a good game, yeah. But it's like sometimes it's like you almost like watching the game is the thing you do the least. It feels like, and it's so annoying. It's like all these things are happening. Like, oh, and by the way, there's like a football game. I don't know. I guess I'm just getting old and crotchety. Like, but it's annoying. And I understand why, you know, like, oh, like an NBA game or NHL or any pro sports game says it starts at 7. You know, that means like 7:04, 7:08.
Yeah.
In some cases. Okay, like again, like they want you to tune in then because they have advertisements and the like. I get that, but that's, you know, I don't watch soccer, but soccer starts right on time. Respect. I know you're not a soccer fan, but you have to give credit where it's due, Walter. And I won't allow you not to. The soccer games always start on time.
That's sacrilegious here. I won't have
it. No, you have to, but they do start on time.
Because they want to get it over with because it sucks. Like no one wants to watch this crap. Like,
but you do agree that it starts on time because it does. That's an objective fact.
I don't even know if it's true. You can make that up just like
would I lie to you? I've known you 20 years.
I just lied to you about lemonade, so I don't know. You might be getting me back.
Oh man, that was I've been found out here. What do we have?
Anyway,
yes, Lou, I share your sentiment, man.
It's I just looked up. It's 25 to 30 minutes. I don't know if there's like a set time. I guess like as long as the halftime show goes. So also says that dreaded piano recitals. Also, maybe it's because I hated to practice. Yeah, practicing piano sucks because you're just by yourself. And like, there's no one really to correct you. Like, at least when my piano instructor was there, like, if I was doing something wrong, she just fixed it. She was cool though, because like, you know, I expressed like she started me off on like classical music. And I'm like, this is okay. It's just kind of boring. Like, is there anything like, like cool I could play? And she's like, what do you like? I'm like, this is back when I was like 10 or 11 or 12 maybe. I was like, I like the Beatles, and she's like, and she bought me Beatles sheet music, so I was playing Beatles.
Oh, okay.
So that was pretty cool. So you know, sometimes it was okay to practice, but still, it was hard to like sit down and be like, okay, I'm gonna go practice now, because like there's no one supervising it. Like sometimes my mom would be like, you have to go practice, but like, you know, she worked, so it's not like she was always home, you know. So like there's no one like pushing me to do it, and there's like. Unlike sports, there's like no practice. There's no like time to practice. They're like, hey, I have to go to practice now because practice starts at like at 5 o'clock. You know,
right? There's no structure to it.
Right, exactly. So it was tougher for me to do that.
You know, for me, because I went to college for music for several years. You know, like I get like hyper focused on things. Like I love to practice. Like I could go like 4-6 hours straight. You know.
Okay.
And it's just. I don't know, but I'm also like an obsessive mind, you know, where so that wasn't that hard for me to do that part. I really enjoyed it for a while, but yeah, I mean, I understand like the negative side of that is like when I went to college for music, because I eventually got a degree in business, and when I was in school for business was it's such a different feeling, and it's going to tie into exactly what you said, because like when I was a music major, it's like, no matter what you do, you're always going to be like, I could be doing more. Like I could be practicing now instead of partying, as opposed like, because, and like the best of the best, like they're the ones that are practicing when you're out like drinking and stuff.
Oh yeah.
So it's like, you know, it's always hanging over your head. If you want to be good, it's always hanging over your head. Where like when I went to school for business, I was like, oh, you know, in business school, all my homework's done. It's like, it was like this weird sense of freedom that I never experienced before. It was great. I was like, I don't have to worry about anything else, because anytime I wasn't practicing, I was like, I know I should be like, like I tell myself I really want to be great, and I know I'm really good, but I could be doing even better, and it's just it always hung over your head. So that was the give and take of it for me when I played.
You know, for me, I thought it was like the opposite for me going from computer science to journalism, because you could always write in journalism. You could always like write new articles, write columns about stuff. Like you can always like on my site back, which I had back then, I could always post something new, and so I actually prioritized my website over schoolwork, just because I knew it was going to take me further than some assignment.
Right.
And so like I did sacrifice some nights of drinking to work on the site, especially during football season. Now, like during the spring, like, I would kind of go nuts and like go out 4 nights a week. But like if it was football season, I'd go out Friday night, but like Saturday night, I'd be just like locked in my room, just like getting ready for the games and whatnot. And like Sunday night, like I wouldn't be like with friends. I'd be writing about the games and watching the games and stuff. So yeah, I mean, look, if you're passionate about stuff, then it's easy. It becomes very easy. It doesn't even feel like work. And like
Right.
when I worked at a mortgage company out of college, like I would come home from work and work on my website. That's like what I did for free time. So it
Right.
just
Right.
never felt like work. So Baggett says dynamic kickoff is dynamic in the same way that the Democratic People's Republic of Korea is democratic. You have to put the name to convince you that it is. Yeah, that definitely feels like it. Yeah,
Dynamic. Wait, I'm not sure I even like. That's what it's actually titled. The dynamic.
Yeah, it's called the dynamic kickoff. It's like not
I
dynamic.
just thought it was like new kickoff rules. I'm not sure I knew it was called a dynamic kickoff. Yeah. If they have to if they have to put the name in there to remind you, like you're.
Yeah, same reason they call the Walter Payton Man of the Year award the NFL's most prestigious honor. Yeah, it's not. It's like Super Bowl MVP is a little more prestigious.
Right. Well, I guess the implication is that they're doing something that's greater than football. They're playing into like great player, good guy, sort of. That's just the angle. But no, I agree. Yeah, you're not going to get a max contract if if you're rushing like 200 yards a season, but you got the Man of the Year award.
Yeah.
But still a very high honor in its own right.
Yeah, Mother Teresa never got an NFL contract, so. Hey, Walter Quacky, the Chiefs has a speed advantage on the Eagles secondaries because Mitchell and Gardner Johnson are the only speedster they got. I mean, we'll talk about the matchups and stuff next week in our picks. I don't know if the Chiefs have much of an advantage though in that regard.
Wait, so have you posted a pick yet? I haven't even looked. I mean, do you know where you're? You don't have to tell. This is attorney-client privilege here, so I won't say anything. Do you have a team you're leaning towards?
Yes, but the problem is I already have an Eagles bet to win the Super Bowl at 17-1 for 2 units. So I have to hedge or middle somehow, and I've asked Evan and I've asked Andy what you would do. So if you were in my shoes, what would you do if you had a $200 bet to win $3,400 on the Eagles? How would you hedge or middle that if you were in my shoes?
Well, I mean, first things first, I'd look at the odds on Chiefs like +3, knowing it's probably not going the Walt line, knowing that it's probably not going to be good. But that's where I would start.
Okay, well, let's bring it up. I know what it was. Alternate spread. Sorry, they don't give you full points. You have to go +3.5, which I would prefer anyway. So it's -225. It was -210 earlier. So maybe you can get a better number somewhere else. I'm gonna actually take a peek at that. But go ahead. Would you bet this?
I mean, what would you look to do? 225 to win? You know what I mean? Are you going to do 450 to break even and make 3,000 or? I don't know. Is the value there? I mean, I personally, I think the Eagles are going to win as things stand now, but I'm probably still going to take Chiefs money line for the reasons. Like I think I'll bet another $11 on the Chiefs money line, or not.
Well, no, take your winnings from last week. Do 21.
Oh, okay.
10 plus 11. Just keep
Okay.
keep going.
Okay. Yeah.
Every playoff, just keep doing it.
Every
You'll
Chiefs
be
game.
a millionaire in no time if you keep doubling your money.
Exactly. Yeah, the Chiefs are never going to lose again for like 10 years. I'll do the ladder, 10-year ladder.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, would you be interested in doing that? Like, you want to put 230? I mean, of course, the hope is that the Eagles win by 1, 2, or 3. Then in that
Right.
case, and then you're going to be good. But is it worth it? Because what if the Eagles win by 7? I mean, because I think that could definitely happen. The
Yeah.
Eagles cover minus 3.5 too.
I do. I was thinking about like upwards of 1,000 to win 500 ish, or like maybe 600 to win 300. And what I would also do is just look for opportunities to live bet it. If the Eagles go up 7-0, then you're going to get a great number on Chiefs plus 3.5. So
yeah, that's what you should do. That's what you should do.
Yeah,
that's what I would advise. No, you're good. I've got a bet for you. Will there be a tie after 0-0? Yes, I think that's going to happen.
Do you know what the odds on that are?
No,
I don't know
but I've seen that. I've seen that before. I don't know where to look at it, where to find it, but
I don't know where to find any of these. Like I get told
game special. Go to game special. Go back left. Game. No, go back right. One hop this time. Slide to the left. No, yeah, there should be. Will there be a tie after? Well, I don't know. These look like. Oh yeah. Yeah. Scroll down and let's.
Players.
Yes. Scroll down a little more. Let's see the drop down menu options. Game specials, touchdowns, game specials, passing. Try game specials featured. Any quarter to end scoreless.
Diversion.
Yeah, let's look at these. I bet it could be in here. I feel like.
Okay.
Oh, no touchdown in the game. Put $1 on it, man. See what happens. What was that? 260 to 1? No, that ain't worth it.
$100 to win 26 grand. Let's not do that.
Yeah, do not. But remember that the 18-19 season, that Rams Patriots game. I remember thinking there wasn't a touchdown to the fourth quarter, right? Sony Michel.
Yeah.
That
was a grinder, to say the least.
Yeah, there's no way that's going to happen in this game. I mean, that would be.
And
if it does, it should be a lot more than 260 to 1. Like maybe 2,600 to 1, honestly.
For sure. I mean, there's and there's too much offensive firepower for there not to be a touchdown. I just don't see it. Yeah. Anyway, although the Eagles have the number 1 defense. Let's see.
2 passing touchdowns in each quarter, 150 to 1.
That's too much.
Yeah.
Like 2
I mean,
like the Eagles, they will sit on both teams can sit on the ball for like 8 minutes.
Yeah, and also we're talking to a team like with the Eagles, Saquon Barkley, and a team that
it hurts.
Yeah, and hurts, and a team that's known to do the freaking brotherly shove or tush push or whatever they're calling it in short yardage situations. That don't bet that 2 passing touchdowns in each quarter.
Yeah,
don't bet that.
I will not do that. Let's see here. What are you hearing about the Eagles' offensive line? One had a bad knee, the other bad back. Yeah, we'll see what happens in practice. And I know they've been practicing a little bit this week, but I won't take any practice report from this week seriously, just because I'm sure like those guys are getting rest. I assume that at least one of them is going to play, if not both. We'll see. We'll have a better idea of that next week once we get those reports. Kendrick and Drake had a beef, and Drake got destroyed so bad, Drake had tried to sue Kendrick. Seeing the fall off of Drake is amazing.
This is awesome, Walter. We've made it. We've got rap talk on the show.
Are they rappers? I had no idea.
Yeah. You don't know who Drake is? Come on, even I know who Drake is.
Drake University Bulldogs.
Drake University. I graduated from Drake.
I know you did not.
We're talking about rap beef here on the show. This is we're really going places here.
Yeah.
I love it.
Kendrick Lamar is a major hit right now, Not Like Us, which is a diss track toward Drake.
I think I did hear that. Yeah.
Who is Drake? Why is he like? I've seen
I'm surprised you don't. He's like fangirling at every Toronto Raptors game.
Yeah, I know that. I know
Yeah,
people are
he's
like, oh, Drake's at the Raptors game, but I'm like, who is this guy? I assume he's a rapper, but like I've never heard any
yeah,
of his
he's like a rapper, R&B singer, I guess. And then he was also he's done some acting too. He used to be on this Canadian show that was popular called Degrassi. I never watched it, but I know of it,
Okay.
from lore.
I heard of that. I've never seen it, but
Yeah, I've never seen it either, but
I believe Lemonade.
yeah, it was believable.
I fooled multiple people. All right, Money Trees, TV off. Wesley's Theory, Blacker, The
Money Trees
Berry.
is good.
Okay, some Kendrick song. I've never heard of any of these. Okay, okay, it's talking about the Pokemon. There was one Pokemon episode that sent tons of kids to the hospital with seizures. I heard of that. I heard of that.
Yeah.
Pokemon's a lot like the Magic the Gathering. They usually have a pack right around when Magic comes out. My buddies get Pokemon packs while I get Magic, except now because Aether Drift looks terrible. Yeah, Aether Drift looks awful. It's like a speed racing set on Magic. It's so stupid. A couple of the cards look good. Like I'm excited for them in like some of my commander decks in Magic. Not that I play that much, but I always look for that. But yeah, I mean, Magic is such a cool game. It's like chess and poker combined. It's awesome. I'll have to teach you someday, Tom, whenever you come back around the Philly area.
I feel like it's at this point, like I'm so far behind. Like people have been playing for so long. There's no way I'd be able to get good enough to like be competitive to play against you.
It's not true.
I guess it's not true. I've done that with Rocket League's been around for a long time.
Yeah,
and I'm not great. I mean, I'm plat 3 in less than a year, so I guess it's not impossible. But
yeah, I actually did have the entire Diamond Pearl regional decks memorized at one point. Okay,
dude, respect Bagley. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, I know even less about Pokemon than Kendrick. Yeah, in the same. I guess I don't know. It's a tie for me. I have no idea about any of this. I know about Pikachu, but
yeah, this show is different. It's so different from the other guests you have on the week.
Yeah, right.
We're talking about Pokemon, Kendrick Lamar, and paper straws.
Yes.
On a. What other crazy props can we have? What was the one where it's like, will both teams kick a field goal more than like 38 yards? Isn't there's one like that? And it's like that's only happened like a very minimal amount of times. I know it happened last year.
Yeah, but like you can't find them on here. That's the problem. Like all these old props that used to run every year, you just can't find them. Yeah. Well, I think they're on the offshore books.
Well, maybe when it gets closer to the game, it'll be there. Some books do that.
Maybe. I think they're on the offshore books.
Friday. Yeah, this Friday.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I know I've seen some of that. If you can find that, will there be a tie after 0-0? Yes, I like yes. If you can find that one.
What Andy recommended from Thursday, he said, will the team that scores first win the game? And the no is like plus 180 or something, he said, which sounds great. I mean, that it happens all the time where the team that scores first loses. Mm-hmm. I mean, we just saw that in the NFC Championship. The Redskins scored first. In the Bills-Ravens game, the divisional round, the Ravens went up 7-0. It happens all the time. So for no to be plus 180 just sounds like a great bargain. But again, I can't find that on FanDuel. I assume it might be on an offshore book, but I haven't looked at those yet. Good.
Well, I think that might be a good play too in this game, especially if the Chiefs score first and you like the Eagle. I mean, look how quickly they answered last week. I mean, it can happen very quickly, and of course, like the Chiefs can do that too. So I think. Wait, can you? Oh, bet that team to score first, and then. Will the team who scores first win? No. And you can wait.
You can just do this live too. Like whenever a team goes up 3-0 or 7-0, you just bet the money line on the other side.
True. Okay.
Yeah,
don't waste your brain cells like I just did trying to figure out these.
Yeah. It sounds like Walt was canceled by the woke leftist crazy cat lady. Yeah. I guess so, just from their house. I don't know. I don't know what I exactly did there. Anyway, new acronym created by Walt's Football, NFLM, non-football loving men. I like it. Exactly. What happens if Conrad wants to play Pee Wee soccer? Well, I think like as much as I hate soccer, I think it's okay because like he can learn foot coordination and stuff like that, and that'll make him better in like real sports. So when he goes to play real sports in the future, then like he'll be prepared for it. If he's 4 playing Pee Wee soccer, it's like whatever. I don't know. What's he gonna play anyway? You can't play football at that age. You can't like
Yeah.
what's he gonna do? Yeah.
Quick disclaimer: I can't vouch for Pee Wee soccer games starting on time.
I imagine that they don't.
Yeah. You mean you don't think it would be? You don't think they'd be able to coordinate that easily?
No, I don't think so.
What's the Jake Elliott under kicking points?
Let's see here.
Sorry, I know you're still at comments here.
6.5, and Bucker by comparison 7.5. So under 6.5 is plus 100.
Take that. Rewind it back. Give me the under.
Yeah, I could see it. I mean, this guy's struggled, so that makes sense. I tried to learn Angie by the Stones on piano. Wasn't good enough. I don't know. I mean, practice makes perfect. So if you keep trying it, maybe you'll get there. I don't know. I've tried to see if I can remember sheet music because my parents have a piano, so I was over there last Saturday and I was trying to play. I was trying to figure out Jingle Bells on piano. So like I had to look up the sheet music, and I was like, I actually got it. I was like, oh yeah, I remember this, even though it's been like more than how long has it been? 30 years since I played piano, so. It's been a long time.
Hey, take this Jake Elliott under. Take this
Okay.
Jake Elliott under. I mean, what do you think's going to happen? I mean, this is the team Eagles. I mean, again, like the little tush push, they're going to go for it in 4th down, short yardage situations.
Yep.
Elliott's known to miss some. Like, okay, like you think. I mean, unless you think he's going to make 2 field goals, I like the under. I mean, if they think they score 3 touchdowns, if he even makes the damn extra points.
Yeah.
I shouldn't throw too much shade, but. You've seen him struggle. I like the under. I like the under. There,
yeah, I do too. I think that makes a lot of sense. We're being asked by the boss if we've seen any Super Bowl 2026 props. Yeah, here we go. Chiefs are 6-1. Ravens plus 650. Eagles 7-1. Bills 7-1. Lions plus 950, Niners 16-1, Redskins 20-1 seems fantastic. They have the 3rd most cap space in the NFL. That's gonna be a scary team. I would bet that right now. That number's gonna go down. That's insane. Anything else? Bengals 20-1, Packers 20-1. That's not bad. Chargers 25-1, Rams 20-1.
Yeah, sorry. I like all those 20-1s.
All of it.
Yeah.
I don't like the Bengals because they have no defense, and I don't anticipate them adding to their defense because they're so cheap, and they might lose T. Higgins. So I don't like the Bengals. I feel like the Bengals are going to do what they did last year. They're going to be like 9-8, 8-9, maybe 10-7. They just don't have the defense to compete with the top teams.
Dude, take the Steelers 65-1.
What's their quarterback situation?
Fields, baby.
Fields a free agent.
They're going to sign him.
Okay. All right.
Or maybe they'll get Bo Callahan this year.
That's right. Maybe
the Broncos, Denver Broncos 35-1.
I
love the Broncos, man. Or Chargers. I think there's value in a couple of these.
I think the Vikings at 40-1 is good. I always Minnesota fans might be very surprised to hear this, but I think the Vikings could be legit next year. It all depends on JJ McCarthy, but we saw what Kevin O'Connell did with Sam Darnold, and if he could do the same thing with McCarthy, or who knows, even better, then like this team is legit. I mean, they're going to get Christian Darrisaw back. I believe they have a decent amount of cap space. This is a good team, and they're going to get better this offseason. So I like the Vikings at 40-1 a lot.
Okay.
Redskins, Vikings are my 2 favorites here.
The
Yeah.
49ers at 16-1. Get out of my face.
They'll bounce back. I don't see them doing it, but I'll get Evan's opinion on it because he's a big Niners fan. Is there anyone from the? It's tough to be like, hey, is there anyone from the AFC when like the Chiefs just run it? But like Chiefs to 6-1 is not even that bad.
I'm telling you right now, bet the Steelers and they're going to sign Aaron Rodgers.
Well, is that bullish on the Steelers?
What if they did? What if they did? What would you think?
I'd be like, how did they screw up this time? I mean, he's gonna be 42. What point is he too old to do this?
It's true. Jeez, I remember when he was drafted. It's so weird. Oh wait, what are the Jags next year?
Jags are 100-1. That's not bad. That's actually not bad. I like Liam Cohen a lot. Their new head coach. I mean, we'll see how he does as a head coach, but he was great as Tampa's offensive coordinator last year. And like he might be able to get a lot out of Trevor Lawrence. And it's an easy division. I mean, Houston has one returning receiver. Like Diggs is coming off torn ACL, and he's a free agent. And Tank Dell's coming off that brutal injury. So like they have a lot of work to do this offseason. So we'll see what happens with that.
I got one for you.
Don't say the Titans. What is it?
The Panthers. I mean, look how bad that division was. And the Panthers were, even though they lost a lot of games, they covered a lot of games. And that division, you think they could 120-1 if they made the playoffs?
I think they could win the division. I don't see them doing anything outside of the division.
Okay, but at 120-1, think of you can make some hedges.
Yeah.
I mean, their stock was on the rise. I'm not suggesting they're good, but like once Bryce Young came back, like he definitely played better. Like I mean, and I think people like he looks completely different to me, and I'm glad. I want him to do well. So like, what if like he builds on that confidence, and then I don't know, 120-1's looking mighty good, especially in that division. Just saying. I mean, there's a chance you could be putting yourself in a position for a good hedge. I don't know. I mean, I definitely think their stock is on the rise based on the end of last season. So take that for whatever it's worth. I mean, I'm not saying I think that's going to happen, but I mean, if they make the playoffs, it's a good hedge spot.
Yeah, you could also bet them to win the division when that comes out. And it's not out yet, but you could do that. I don't hate Seattle 65-1. I don't really see it. I don't know. I mean, they're a good team. I think they can make the playoffs next year. Atlanta 65-1. I'm surprised you didn't mention them with Michael Penix Jr. I think if you take an NFC South team, I think Atlanta is much better than Carolina. Their defense in the second half of the season, or at least after their bye, was so much better. And then they have Penix, who like is going to be better than Cousins by default. I like Atlanta quite a bit. It's 65-1. Like if you're going to take as a long shot, I should say, like as like they're my favorite long shot here. I like them better than Carolina. And again, it's 65-1. You can hedge in the playoffs too.
Okay. I mean, that's a good point as well.
Yeah.
How about Justin Herbert to win MVP next year?
I don't think that's out, but I don't know. They need a number one receiver on the outside. They have McConkey in the slot, but like they don't have anything on the outside. If they got something for him on the outside, that would work. The problem with Herbert winning MVP is that they run the ball so much. It's just like hard to justify something like that, but I don't know.
Well, we'll see what it is when the number comes out.
I feel like the winner of MVP like these days has to be a quarterback who runs in a bunch of touchdowns. Like that's what it's been, you know. And Herbert's not going to do that. He's mobile, but he's not going to score a million touchdowns like Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen or Jalen Hurts or Patrick Mahomes. Not that Mahomes is like this elite runner, but still, like Mahomes still can run in some touchdowns.
Right.
I think Jaden Daniels to an MVP makes a lot of sense. Like he can run in a lot of touchdowns, and dude, they're gonna have $87 million in cap space. Like they're gonna be able to sign T. Higgins if they want. Like that's gonna be insane. Like can you imagine that offense with Higgins?
Yeah, I saw this like at some point in the season. I saw like one of these push notifications on my phone that said that like there are like been several players across the league like expressing that they want to be traded to the Commandos.
I think I saw that too.
Yeah, so it's like I mean, I mean, I think they have obviously. I mean, they may, yeah, and I know what you might say here is that a couple plays really made the difference in them getting to where they did in the playoffs. But the fact is, like, they have a lot of good pieces. So if they get like a T Higgins, like, oh yeah, that Jane Daniels and the 20-1 look good.
No, yeah, for sure.
So.
Yeah, so I mean, we're gonna go over this. I would bet Redskins right now. I don't see that number getting any better. Of course, shop around. I don't know if any other sportsbooks have this yet, but if you can find like a 22-1 or something, obviously, like just try to find the best odds and just make sure you have accounts at a lot of sportsbooks. Chiefs has stout. Chiefs has a stout, and the way they shut down the tush push on the Bills, I think they do the same thing. It's a tush. The Bills tush push is not quite the same as the Eagles tush push. You know, it's a different thing. So I don't know if they're going to be able to do it. Can you bet Jake Elliott to miss an extra point? I haven't. I mean, it wasn't there on FanDuel, but yeah, I don't know. Did I tell you last week? My dad was he was convinced that the fix was in with Jake Elliott. He thought that he bet on the Rams, and he missed on purpose. I mean, look, if you're gonna fix a game, it's either with the officials or the kicker, because like if like the ratio of control of game result compared to money they make, you know, it just makes the most sense with those two.
Right,
but,
right.
Like it doesn't make sense to do with the quarterback because the quarterbacks get paid so much. Like you want to do it with those low key guys. It's kind of like Tim Donaghy, you know.
Yeah, that's a good point.
He was. I don't think Jalen Hurts can win the championship. He's 0-3 with 2 losses in college with Alabama and 1 loss in the Super Bowl. I mean, he's gotten there. He was
on the team that won when he was the quarterback first half, and then Tua came in.
Yeah, Tua came in, won. Yeah, so he won a game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, it's generally rarely a good idea to bet any prop where they don't offer the opposite. That's definitely true. Yeah, I don't know about college. He played an excellent game in the Super Bowl 2 years ago. Yeah, he the only mistake he made was losing that fumble. He played a great game otherwise. What's in Quacky? Take notes of the stat. I think Patrick Mahomes 8-0 versus a Vic Fangio-led defense.
Well, history is about to change. You know what that's from?
No, what is it from?
Back to the Future.
Oh, okay.
He's like, no McFly has ever done anything in the history of Hill Valley. Well, history is about to change.
Love it. Love. I haven't seen Back to the Future in so long. One of my favorite movies.
I think I watched it like maybe 3 to 6 months ago.
Okay.
You know, when I'm not watching the same thing over and over again.
All right. Teams that score first win about 2/3 of the time, so is plus 180 good value. Is it? I don't know. Is that true, John? Did you look that up?
Yeah, citation needed, John. No, I'm just joking. How's it going, man?
yeah, I don't know. NBA news: Luka traded for AD. Is that true?
No.
Is that
well, maybe. I don't know. I mean, I haven't. Let me see here.
Did I get eliminated?
Oh no! Oh my God! What? It is true.
Are you eliminating me?
No, I'm not eliminating. Mavericks trading Luka Doncic to Lakers as part of deal that sends Anthony Davis to the Mavs.
I see it. Okay, yeah. Mavericks are trading Luka Doncic, Maxi Kleber, and Markieff Morris to the Lakers for Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a 2029 first-round pick. Sources tell Shams Charania. 3-team deal that includes Utah. Wow. So why did this happen? Like,
now I gotta watch LeBron win another title,
huh? I mean, Doncic is hurt right now. He's not playing until February. Well, I mean, it's February already. He's not playing until like mid-February, I think. Which I guess is like right around the corner, but still. I don't like. Who knows if he's gonna be 100% coming back?
Why did the Mavs do that?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Doncic is so young. Davis is a lot older. What is Doncic?
There's something weird about that. It doesn't seem right. Am I missing? Maybe. I mean, I'm just reading what I saw in the rectangle. I don't know any details further than what I just read. That doesn't seem right. The Mavs got shafted. Why would they make that deal? There's a Jimmy Johnson something going on here, man.
Mark Cuban's brain has been broken. So I don't know. I mean,
there's got to be something more behind the scenes. That doesn't seem right to me. What am I?
That's
what
so
am I?
weird.
Maybe to be fair, I'm missing information. I have incomplete information. So
I mean, I don't know. I don't think anyone has all the information. So
I do.
You just said you'll.
Oh yeah, I was joking. I was doing it's opposite day. It's opposite day. Groundhog Day.
Opposite day. Yeah, will Punxsutawney Phil see a shadow?
You know what is it? Isn't it like the same thing no matter what? It's like,
Yeah,
oh, he sees the shadow 6 more weeks of winter. He doesn't see the shadow. Spring starts in 6 weeks.
I know.
I mean, I know it's not that, but it's what is it again?
I don't know. He's a stupid rat. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter if he sees a shadow.
Let's go out to Punxsutawney and with sign like we can pretend we're part of like PETA or something.
I have a better idea. We can go to Punxsutawney. We could work at a news station, and I could be this jerk, and you could be a friend of mine who just like goes along with it. And like, I'm such a jerk the whole day that like I wake up and it's Groundhog Day again, and we keep repeating it until I become like a great person.
Oh yeah, we'll do both. We'll do both.
Yeah.
Do they have people like what's the situation for when they pull the groundhog out of there? I mean, like they have to have. They're not just like oh, hope he comes out here. Like, hey, buddy. Like, or is it? I don't know how it works. I'm assuming they put him down there and then they pick him up. There's got to be somebody complaining about that. What's the situation?
Well, they have to make sure Bill de Blasio is not around, or he'll kill the groundhog. Like, do you remember that? The New York mayor killed the groundhog because he dropped the groundhog. It's like sad. Yeah. It's kind of I'm laughing at it. It's kind of sad. He just killed the groundhog. Sad. Yeah.
You ever see this? There's this video I saw where this girl was like helping a turtle cross the road, sort of thing, and she's like, "Here you go," and like she threw him in the water. Like she's trying to help. It wasn't a turtle. It was a tortoise. Like
it's a tortoise lived on land. Yeah.
Yeah, and unfortunately,
it's funny you bring that up because I was reading a book to my son and like I had a tortoise in it. And he's like, "What's tortoise?" I'm like, "It's like a turtle." He's like, "Tortoise is turtle," and I'm like, "Huh? What is the difference?" And so I looked it up, and it's like funny. It happened a few days ago.
So wow, that's weird. Yeah, dude, were you watching Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles too?
Yeah, are they the Teenage Mutant Ninja Tortoises?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You remember TMNT 2, the arcade game?
Oh, I love. That's one of the
greatest games.
I have. My sister got this for me my birthday last year, and I haven't gotten to play it yet because I have a rule about no video games during football season. But it's a collection of all the Ninja Turtle arcade games, like Turtles 2, 3, and Turtles in Time.
Turtles in Time, yeah. Oh,
yeah. It's on one PS4 disc.
Wow.
Yeah. So
I got it and get it on DVD too.
No DVD.
No, you know what? I haven't. I should watch like a speed run of Turtles in Time. That the second one especially. Now we've brought up the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game on NES. That game is. I mean, Madden. I saw this picture recently. I should have sent it to you. I was thinking of you. It was like two little kids on Christmas Day in like the 90s, and they got a Nintendo, and the one kid was holding up Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, the second one. Remember that one?
Yes.
And then, God, that game was. And then the other one was holding up the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game, and like the caption was like, "They have no idea the amount of frustration that they're about to endure." Dude, imagine they had those two and Ghosts and Goblins. Oh,
so Zelda 2 was not nearly as frustrating as those other ones. I've beaten Zelda 2 like many times. Like I never thought that game was. I mean, that game was hard. But I don't think it was like that hard.
You ever play E.T. on Atari?
No.
It's so stupid. If you guys. It's like all you do, like I think it was like E.T. is hot right now. Like make an E.T. game. Like what's gonna happen in the game? It doesn't matter.
Right.
It doesn't matter. And like all you, like it's Atari graphics, and he's just like, and then he falls in this little pit, and then like he stretches his neck out, and like you get him to float up.
Yeah.
And then like you're walking around, and all of a sudden like this police officer comes by and takes you away, and then like it takes you back to the beginning. It's crazy. Like there's nothing. You should look it up. I highly recommend. You just like watch like a playthrough of E.T. on Atari because it makes no sense. I think they're just like it doesn't matter what it is, people are going to buy it. Like E.T. is such a hit, you know.
Yeah,
I can't believe Luka Doncic got traded. But
that's pretty wild.
I'm interested to see if there's more to that, but
Yeah, I'm sure stuff will come out. Bet the Chiefs. I bet them plus 650 right after the Super Bowl last year. It's the best odds you get all year. Yeah, I'm gonna do that this year. Last year I said I'll wait for the Chiefs to lose because they lost to the Raiders on Christmas. They lost to the Packers on Sunday Night Football, but they never lost.
Mm,
So I never got a great
yeah.
number. So yeah, you know what? I think I will bet the Chiefs as well. Maybe I'll bet Chiefs and Redskins. But I do like that idea. Vikings too. I like. Rodgers is probably going to the Vikings. I don't think so. I think they like McCarthy a lot, and I think they're just going to roll with him.
What about the Texans at 30-1?
They have a lot of issues in the roster. They can't block. They have one receiver. They have a new offensive coordinator coming in, which could be a good thing. It depends who they hire. I don't know if they've hired anyone yet, but I mean, their defense is good. I don't know. It's okay. Like, you have to ask yourself, are they going to beat the Chiefs and Bills and Ravens? I don't think they're as good as those teams.
Well, I mean,
but I don't think it's like the terrible bet though.
I don't know. It seems like decent value, especially in that division.
Yeah, maybe you might be able to get a better number on them at some point during the season. If they start 0-1 or something, maybe. I don't know. I don't think it's that bad of a bet.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Vic Fangio, the most ever DC in the league. I like Fangio. Herbert would have to win the division too. Good luck against the Chiefs. Yeah, that's true.
Fair, yeah.
Yeah, you need Mahomes to get injured. Did Favre go to the Vikings first and then the Jets? No, it was the Jets first and then the Vikings.
Yeah, 1 year. 1 year he's on the Jets.
Yeah. Ayton and Blazers cruise. It's been a good week. Yeah, we hit both bets tonight in the NBA. So that's nice. Yeah, Ayton went way over his points though. It was 14.5. He got 24. I was thinking of laddering it, but like I got so tilted from last night where like Jokic didn't do anything in the third quarter. He just sat on 15. He did hit the over, but still. I also bet his 35 plus points, and he just didn't get there. But I was thinking about 8 and 20 plus points. Just didn't pull the trigger. So this week I'm 9-4 so far in the NBA. So it's looking pretty good.
Nice.
Sue did predict this great week. So thank you, Sue, for the faith that you have in me. If they let Jones line up in the juice zone like last week, they can't exactly. Touch push. Kimmy Eagle says Bills don't do the touch push. They don't have anyone pushing Allen's touch. That's definitely true. Haley Steinfeld has sole ownership of Josh Allen's touch.
Is that Jerry's daughter?
Yeah, Jerry Steinfeld. Yeah. Someone explain in NFL terms. Is that what are you talking about, Bagley? The NBA trade or what? All right, so 38 of the first 57 Super Bowl winners scored first. Not sure what happened last year. Well, the Niners went up, right, and the Chiefs. I think the Niners scored first, and the Chiefs won the game, obviously. Yeah. That's who that was. Bill de Blasio killed the poor groundhog. Ninja Tortoises would have never made it. Yeah, that would not have been as popular. Who do you got win the Super Bowl? I'll announce that on Tuesday. I think I know what I'm going. I don't want to say like now and like Sunday, like tomorrow, Monday. I'm really gonna like dive into all the matchups and like I don't want to tell you something now and then on Tuesday I'm gonna like change my mind. You know, I feel like some of these hacks you see on Twitter, I don't want to like name any names, but like you see guys be like, oh, I have 50 units on this team. It's like, yeah, sure. And like they have another account that gives like 50 units on the other side. So like either way they win. It's so dirty.
Oh, I don't like wow.
You never heard that before?
No, I never even thought to do that. See, not like me. Remember when I ran my betting scam? No, when I ran my picks, they were legit. I was my picks were good too.
Yeah, you were on fire in baseball.
That's right, man. I remember we had some good games too. I remember like that first week because I started out 21-5, and that first week I went to bed. I think we took the Padres. They were down like 6-0, and I woke up to a text from you. You're like, "Great call." I was like, "No way!" It was like look at the final 7-6.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you were on fire that summer. That was awesome.
Oh, thanks. What's that?
You should go back to posting picks.
I don't know. The thing is, like, if I want to, as I'm sure you've come to know in your 20 plus years of doing this, it can be a skeezy industry, and then people like reach out to you all the time for like every sport. Like, oh, like what do you think about this game, this game, this game, this game, this game, this game, and this game? And it's like
Right.
I can barely find one game a day sometimes. That's
Right.
rare, but because I only did one pick a day. That was rare when that happened, but it did happen. And then it's like people want like they want the info now. But I actually did have if you can believe this, I actually had a Discord where it wasn't many people, but like I was making like picks a day, and I had people paid me for picks actually at one point.
Did they?
Yeah, I mean, like you just had to subscribe to a Patreon that I had.
Okay.
So, and it wasn't like a that much, but I still think I think that's interesting. Like I can't believe, but like I in some strange way, like I feel accomplished too, because I think I always came across as very genuine with the picks. Like like you have people like you see people out there all the time. And you're like, oh, like I'm the best motherfucking capper out here. It's just like, or like they throw like wads of cash. It's like, oh, like you need to be following us. It's like broing out. Like I can't get down with that. That's not my style. So like I don't know. Like I feel like the way I did it, I think I attracted like people who were more like it's like this guy's like I included like comedic content in between the videos. They were all like a minute long, and maybe I guess I'll think about it. But I'm kind of just taking like I said, the horses, man. Daddy loves the horses. You ever see The Ring?
Yes. But not in a long time.
Oh, it's one of the
ones.
It's one of the best horror movies of all time. But
it's good.
Remember, it's one of my favorite. Not only horror movies, one of my favorite movies of all time. That opening scene in The Ring, it's like it really catches you off guard because there's no like build up or real exposition. They go right into it. It's like, oh, like they talk about like the radio waves being transmitted from the TV, and then all of a sudden the other girl just says, hey, you hear about this tape that kills you when you watch it? And it kind of catches you off guard. You're like, whoa, like I wasn't expecting this to happen so soon.
Right.
And I think that makes the audience member like more vulnerable to like what's to come. And they dodge like every horror trope where it's the door shuts and you're waiting for the person to be standing there as soon as the door shuts, or like the refrigerator door shuts, but there's nobody there. Yeah. So it makes it kind of like plays with you. It's really well done. But in the therapy videos in the movie of the girl, because they had the horses on their farm, and the therapist says like, your daddy loves you, and he's like, daddy loves the horses. I don't know why I thought that line was so funny.
That's funny.
The Ring, see it if you haven't seen it.
We
do movie reviews too. Jeez.
Yeah, movie reviews from like 30 years ago. How long? It was like 25 years ago. Wasn't it?
That came out, and I remember watching it my junior year of high school. I have a lot of. It's weird. Like when I think of that movie, I think I have like distinct memories of my junior year of high school. It either came out end of 2002 or beginning of 2003.
Wow, so I was close. 22 years then.
Yeah.
That's pretty well. Yeah, I saw it once, and then I haven't seen it since. So.
I probably watched it 100 times in my life.
Have you really?
Oh yeah. 100%. I think I fell asleep to it every night for like 3 months.
Oh, God.
No, I've done that with several movies.
I know, but like you're trying to have like nightmares at night, like.
No, but like let me tell you something. Like how I have like the weird like long-term memory like for a special. I mean, I know sometimes I'll forget what I'm talking about freaking halfway through it here on the show, but that's different. But I think because I have so many, like, I make myself so familiar with something I like. Also, like, if I really love a movie, I want to be so well versed in it that I can like tell you everything about it and suggest it to you because I want you to enjoy it as much as I have. It's weird, like that's part of it for me too. Like, I want you to enjoy something because I enjoyed it so much. I want to share that with people.
You said that before, and my retort to that was like, why you should like see more movies so you can recommend more things.
And that's fair, but then I won't have as much time to be as well versed. Like I want to be so well versed in it. Like I'm telling you, like some of these movies that I've watched and these documentaries I watch, I guarantee you I've watched it more times than people who worked on the movie. That's a fact. I might have watched it more than the director. I'm dead serious. I'm going to see Seven on Tuesday. I got tickets. They're doing the 30th anniversary. I told you this.
Yeah.
I've probably watched Seven at least 200 to 250 times in my life.
Wow.
I fell asleep to Seven like every day for maybe 4 or 5 months.
I know, but it feels like at some point it's like negative EV. Like it feels like you're so versed in it. What's watch like why watch it 151st time? Like,
Fair.
you know what I mean? I feel like watching it like 50 times would be enough. You know, like
And you're not.
at some point it doesn't do anything anymore.
Yeah, and you're not wrong. I don't well, that's true. I see what you're saying. That's true to some extent. Where you're saying it doesn't do anything. It still does. And what that thing is that it does, it's so you're so familiarized with, like you're so familiar with it. It's almost like an old friend. Like it's something. It's comforting. It like makes you feel safe somehow. I don't know. I know it's hard to explain, but it's just like being like how you feel being comfortable around someone. I mean, obviously it's not the same thing, but it's something adjacent to that. But I'm pumped to go see Seven. It's my favorite movie of all time.
Okay.
I remember going into Blockbuster as a kid. I wasn't allowed to see R-rated movies as a kid.
Yeah.
And like seeing you read the boxes on the back of Blockbuster, and you like read the synopsis on the back. And I remember thinking from like maybe age 10, I'm like, I bet I'm going to love this movie. Like this looks like it's really good, and indeed it is. I think it's pretty well renowned. Like I think it's definitely well received by the. I think most people have seen it, but I can't believe that's 30 years. 1995, dude, that was so long ago.
I know, crazy. Yeah, it's insane. I always you just mentioned like going to Blockbuster. I went back to my idea about like having like a virtual reality Blockbuster where you're like walking in and then you get to choose what you watch. I think that'd be pretty cool.
I think it's brilliant, man. I think that's brilliant. I don't know the first thing about virtual reality, but we gotta trademark this, and we need to do it tonight.
Okay.
Would be and right next door to the Blockbuster is Pizza Hut.
Oh yeah.
And like, okay, so here's what oh my god, okay, so here's what you do. Here's what you do. You go into Pizza Hut first, and like I guess like, and you place your order there. But it's connected to the app, and like you get delivery. So like you order the pizza and then you walk through Blockbuster while you're waiting for your pizza to be delivered. And then by the time you can walk around and enjoy the experience. Once you pick something, it's like, oh, pizza's here. Okay, like let's pick something.
You need the salad bar too, and you need those red glasses.
Right. I mean, I guess can we? How far along are we in virtual reality? Can we eat in the other world yet?
Not yet. They want us in the pods to eat the bugs.
Yeah.
It's a slippery slope. It may sound great, but we're going to be eating insects instead of pizza. You're going to think you're eating pizza, but
we're not going to be eating insects.
That's what they want. They want you in the pods eating the bugs. That's what the World Economic Forum wants.
Well, you know what? If at some point, if that happens, you're going to enjoy the bugs. Maybe not right away, but you'll be like, oh, look at this one. You'll just get accustomed to.
I don't think so.
I don't think we need to worry about eating bugs, man.
That's what, dude. That's like literally what they want.
Just go. Okay. Well, if you're worried about that, just go buy like some cucumber seeds, and then you can just grow cucumbers at your house, and you can live off cucumbers for the rest of your life. And tomatoes and stuff.
I don't know if you can live off that. I don't know if you can live off cucumbers.
Oh, okay, that's a bad example because people always say like it's like you lose calories like eating a cucumber. Like, okay, grow tomatoes, grow carrots, beets, oats, peas, beans, and barley.
Well, it's weird. Like, I know you can't even like live off eating rabbit. Like it doesn't have enough fat in it. Like you actually like you can't sustain yourself just eating rabbit.
I did the rabbit diet. It works.
It works.
I would not want to eat a rabbit personally.
It's meat. I don't know. I feel like if you're hungry, you're gonna eat anything.
Yeah, if I was hungry, I would. But I mean, why do I need to try that?
I don't know.
Like up in Pennsylvania. I grew up in Pennsylvania, like you. And did you have? We had a lot of hunters in my area. I never hunted. So you'd have people like they love the venison. They like the deer meat.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever tried it.
I've never tried deer. All right, it's good. Be careful betting the Chiefs. Coach Pete will revive the Raiders.
Oh,
the Raiders will be better. They don't have a quarterback right now, so they have some work to do there. I'll be at the Waste Management Open next week. How about a golf pick other than Scheffler top 5? Well, have fun. Golf Picks will return not this Tuesday coming up, but the next one. So Tuesday the 11th is when I'm going to first delve into Golf Picks. I don't have time with this, especially like with football, like any week with football, I just don't have enough time. Because during golf season, I will just spend all my Tuesday just like doing research and stuff and like breaking down the stats. But like during football season, that's when I do my picks and stuff like that. So I just don't have time to do it. And plus, like there's not enough data out yet. Like the golf season just started a few weeks ago, so there's not enough data yet. Although our boy Sepulon Straka won a tournament last week, and I saw that he was in first place at some point today. So happy for him. Although sad that I didn't get to bet him because I feel like I always bet Sepulon Straka, and he won already. So it's kind of a shame. Yeah, I can't give you. I'm sorry, I can't give you a golf pick yet. But the week after, I will be able to. Stanley says, "Hey Walter and Quacky, if the Giants draft Cam Ward or Shador Sanders, which has a higher chance of leading the Giants to the playoffs?" I would say Sanders. I think
I say that too.
it's tough.
I don't think either one's going to.
Yeah, I don't think either one's either. With the Redskins and Eagles in that division, it's going to be very difficult.
Yeah.
I just found a piece of paper. Walter Football forecast records for NFL teams 2024. You had one team exactly on the number. Do you remember, or can you guess which team it was?
Superchargers.
I think it was down on the Chargers. Was it the Eagles or I don't know? It might have been the Eagles. Or did I no? I think I had the Eagles at 13-4, and they went 14-3, right? So it's like one win off of them.
Who was it?
I don't know. I'm looking right now at like this list of teams. It could be the Rams. It could definitely be the Rams.
Maybe it was the Falcons.
Falcons.
The Packers.
It could have been Packers.
It was, according to Slew. New comment.
Oh, new comment. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Quacky's Packers. Okay. Okay. Right. Yeah, I mean, I liked them all year, and then they fall apart at the end. Right, the Dallas Mavericks. Okay, yeah, we talked about that. That's pretty wild. That 2029 first round pick was the deal breaker. Yeah, they're asking for a second, but they managed to get the first out of them. So good for that team. Anyway, we still have about a half hour or so. Did you want to look at any props or so? Any touchdowns here, or we could do MVP. I think. I wonder if they have MVP yet because they didn't last time. Yeah, it looks like FanDuel does not have MVP. We can go to DraftKings for that. I just don't understand why they don't have MVP.
Maybe they don't know who's playing.
Right. Let's see. It just takes an hour to load. Here we go. Let's see. Okay. Where are they? Super Bowl MVP. Here we go. All right, we got position. Are you kidding me? They don't have this either. Wow, what's going on here? I guess maybe they take it down
player
at night.
Props or
no, I think they just take it down. I think they take it down at night. All right, so there's no point in this right now because look, I have Kelsey up here at 15-1. I was talking about this with Andy. Because the conspiracy is that Travis Kelsey is going to propose to Taylor Swift after the game. And so it makes sense for him to win MVP if they're going to script this. If you want to follow that, I know you're a big fan of Travis Kelsey. So would you bet Travis Kelsey 15-1?
I guess I don't know. I just bet like I say, just bet the Chiefs money line and then you'll be happy no matter what.
Yeah,
that's what I'm going with. I mean, I think the value is definitely there at 15-1 with Kelsey, but.
Yeah,
I'm not going to take it because I don't want to have to root for that.
Yeah, I know. Andy took Chris Jones and Jalen Carter at 100-1 each. Where it makes sense to take the opposing, the best defensive player from both teams at 100-1.
Yeah, I mean, I do kind of like that call actually.
Yeah,
remember Malcolm Smith won it.
Yeah, and look, Malcolm Smith won it, Von Miller won it, Dexter Jackson won it, Larry Brown won it. Like there have been some defensive winners for sure.
Remember Percy Harvin didn't play all year and then returned the opening kickoff in the second half for a touchdown. Yo,
Mhm.
respect, man. He earned the ring, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That was awesome.
Passing yards, I really don't like. I usually don't bet passing yards. Hertz is 210.5, and Mahomes is 251.5. This reminds me. So I did this. I showed this on Thursday, and I think this is kind of interesting. So if you go like Jalen Hurts passing yards over, and you go to the side here, if you parlay Eagles with Jalen Hurts over, you get plus 228. If you parlay it with Chiefs, it goes to plus 223. Actually, I guess they fixed that because it was the opposite when I was doing that on Thursday. That's weird. Maybe they listened to the show because let's do that with Mahomes. Let's see what happens. Maybe it's just different with Hurts. So if you parlay Chiefs, okay, I think this is it. If you parlay Chiefs and Mahomes, Chiefs minus 1.5 in Mahomes, you get plus 205. If you take down the Chiefs and you put in Eagles, you get plus 249. It's like longer odds, but it makes more sense for this to hit than Chiefs and Mahomes because if the Eagles are ahead, that means Mahomes is going to be throwing more. So that's like that's like a simple trick to do. And you can throw in like Kelsey too. So if you throw in Kelsey, you get plus 449 on this trio. And if you switch back to the Eagles or Chiefs to see what happens, so instead of plus 449, you get plus 383. Like it doesn't make any sense. Like it makes sense for the Eagles to be up and Mahomes throwing it to Kelsey in like garbage time, trying to catch up. You know, so that's something I'd be looking at. And it's like a trick that you can do on with parlays on these sports books because like generally there's an algorithm that like tries to like assign like a number for correlation, and like in this algorithm it thinks that like Mahomes and Kelsey are correlated with the Chiefs winning, whereas like that's not true. It's more correlated with the Eagles winning. So yeah, it's something that you can take advantage of. Anyway, let's go to rushing props because I think there's more to talk about here. So you have Barkley at 112.5. You have Kareem Hunt 45.5. Hurts at 40.5. Mahomes 29.5. Pacheco 20.5, and Xavier Worthy 5.5. I think the two that stand out to me are Barkley over and Pacheco under. Barkley has just been unbelievable, and the Chiefs' run defense has been so leaky in the playoffs. I think Barkley should be able to hit this over. And then Pacheco, he's been getting 5 carries a game. Like I don't think he's hit 20 rushing yards since like week 16. He's just not involved at all. So these are the two I like. Does anything else stand out to you, or do you like these two?
Xavier Worthy over 5.5.
Yeah, it's not bad too. Like he tends to get a lot of like end arounds and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So I like that
that
as
one.
well.
Yeah, plus 464. Rip it.
You can parlay that. Yeah. I was talking to Andy about Xavier Worthy maybe winning MVP because like it's tough for a receiver to win with a quarterback. Like they have to just go nuts or catch a pass from someone else. And I think like Xavier Worthy could do it. Like he could score once or even twice on an end around. And like what if like one of those touchdowns is the game winning touchdown or something? Then like
What if he has a rushing, a receiving, and a passing touchdown? You got to give it to him.
yeah. Yeah, and I mean like look, if someone on the Chiefs does it, it's him. So
Joanne Jennings did 2
yep.
of those last year. So
Yeah, for sure. Let's see. In order for Barkley to be voted MVP, he'd have to rush for over 150 and score 2 touchdowns. Is that partly higher than his MVP odds? Plus, you don't have to rely on a bunch of voters. I mean, I don't think he needs to run for 150. If he scores if he gets like 110 and 2 touchdowns, and like Hurts only gets 1 touchdown, I think he would win it. So I don't think you need to go that high for yards. I think touchdowns is much more meaningful for Barkley. So like, what is it, like? Let's just go Barkley 112.5 over, and touchdown score props. Let's see if we can get score 2 touchdowns. So plus 280. That pays plus 384, and his Super Bowl odds are plus 250, I think, or plus 260. So this pays out better. 2 touchdowns and over 112.5. So I think you're onto something there. I think that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I don't think that's bad either. Rip
Yeah.
it, son.
Yeah, and look, like he could do this and still lose. You know what I mean? Like,
It's
what if
true.
it's a shootout? You know, and he doesn't win MVP? Like, I think this is much better than to win MVP. I like this Cam Eagle.
What
It's
are
a
his
good
odds?
stuff.
What are his odds to win MVP?
It's like plus 260,
Oh, okay.
and this is
Yeah,
plus two.
then yeah, I'd probably go with that too. Then
Yeah.
both. Put
Okay.
win MVP in there.
Right. But maybe parlay Eagles first half spread and Mahomes over passing yards. Yeah, I think that makes sense too. Yeah, probably more correlated. Yeah, I wonder if like how they adjust to that too. Um, I don't know. Let's see. Let's see. I mean, it's so what do we have here? We have passing props. We have Mahomes over and Eagle. It was the Eagles first half. So um, do we have that here? Like they may not have that. So yeah, first half winner. I don't know if you can parlay this, unfortunately. So if you have Eagles, yeah, they won't let you parlay this. Or first half
Oh.
spread. First half spread. Eagles plus 1.5. So this is plus 217, and this is plus 235. So yeah, it's the same thing. It's the same thing, really. So you're getting better odds, even though this is a minus 130. You're actually, hold on. No, actually, no. Yeah, this is actually correct. Like what this is actually what it should be. Like this number is not as good as the other one. So yeah, you'd have to do the whole game to take advantage of that. All right, the Super Bowl is going to go like this: Mahomes throws the game-winning touchdown to Kelsey to clinch the third Lombardi Trophy, while the cameras capture Taylor Swift screaming in joy. Yeah, and then the proposal, like it's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's all scripted. All right, let's go to receiving props. We have Kelsey's over 60.5. I like that. AJ Brown 70.5. I think that's the right number. I don't like that either way. Worthy 55.5. I think that's the same too. Devontae Smith over 51.5. The Chiefs are weaker to number 2 receivers than number 1 receivers, so I don't think that's that bad. 40.5 for Marquise Brown, no thanks. Goddard 52.5. I like that as well. Chiefs are horrible against tight ends. Juju Smith-Schuster, everyone's going to want to bet the over after he had 60 yards last round. Like I don't think he's going to do anything. I think they took advantage of the Bills injury there. Barkley 12.5. I don't really feel that. Hopkins under 11.5. He's barely playing. So I'd go under there. There's Hunt 6.5, Gray 12.5, Dotson 3.5, Pacheco 3.5, P Ryan 7.5. Anything stand out to you here?
P Ryan over 7.5.
Okay.
He has Super Bowl experience, and he's going to want. And they handed the ball to him on that 4th and 1, and he got stuffed. And when he was on the Bengals, and now he's back for revenge, Walter. He's gonna have his day in the sun, Mr. P Ryan.
Yeah,
take that.
Didn't he threw the touchdown in the Super Bowl to Higgins, right? And the Bengals Rams Super Bowl.
Now.
The Bengals Rams Super Bowl. I'm pretty sure he did, because I had a bet on T Higgins to win MVP that year, and I was so stoked when that happened. Like Higgins caught a touchdown without Burrow. I'm like, yeah, and then Higgins to open the second half, he had that long touchdown. I'm like, holy crap! Like Higgins is going to win MVP. And then, of course, like Cooper Kupp just outperformed them, and the Rams won.
Yeah. Wow. I remember Higgins had a good game, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I think – I don't know about P. Ryan, but anyway. Hopkins anytime touchdown seems worth considering. Chiefs have thrown a touchdown to a guy they traded for midseason both Super Bowls, Tony and Hardman. Yeah, I mean, look, I guess he just hasn't been playing all that much. So, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. I was saying, like, I don't know about P. Ryan throwing a touchdown. I feel like maybe I'm like misremembering that, but I don't know.
Yeah, I like the Hopkins call.
Okay. Which one? Under or touchdown?
Touchdown.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hopkins will be this year's Hardman. Yeah, invisible until the Super Bowl. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're just hiding him this whole time. Let's see. Hey, Walter Quacky, can you name the elite defense that shut down Mahomes on the biggest stage?
The Buccaneers.
Yeah.
Right?
Was it 31-9?
33-9, I think.
Okay.
Was it? We check
No,
it.
it was 31-9.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah,
33 was my old baseball number.
Okay. Yeah, 31-9. That was they just got to him. And I think there's a chance that happens this time too. Like the Chiefs' big weakness is their tackle play, and the Eagles can take advantage of that, like way more so than the Bills could. And I think the Texans had the same formula. Like the Texans held the Chiefs, like even though the Chiefs won, the Chiefs didn't really do that much in that game. Like they got outgained by 100 yards in that game. Like they were really not that impressive. Like their offense was much better against Buffalo, but like Buffalo lost a couple of key players. They had one out, Taylor Rapp, and then they lost Benford early in the game. Yeah, the Chiefs got outgained by the Texans 336 to 212. They averaged 4.2 yards per play compared to 5.2 by Houston. Like it's pretty wild that like they just couldn't really do, outside of a couple of drives, like they couldn't really do anything against Houston. And I feel like that might be the same thing that happens in this game, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. I love Philly plus 7.5 with over 42.5. Already bet it. Okay. I'm not crazy about the totals, but I could see it happening. I definitely love Eagles plus 7.5. They got my 100 yards because they intentionally lost all that yardage on the last drive. Yeah, but they still had 212 yards. Okay, like Houston had 336. You can say that's bogus. Fine. They only had 212 yards of offense. Like really, they lost. Okay, fine. They lost what 30 yards in that last drive, so 242. So like still, they didn't really do anything. Like they had two good drives the entire game.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
they had some drives and start. Yeah, but like they didn't do much of those drives either. Like that first drive where they got the great kickoff return. Like they only had a field goal. Like they didn't move the ball. Like the Texans defense did a great job against them.
I thought so too.
Yeah, yeah. So if Houston had like some playmakers, they only had Collins. Well, they ran out some guy named like John Wayne or Jeff Wayne. I forget.
Oh, dude, John Wayne's on that team now.
It was Jay Wayne. I'd never heard of this person. Like they're relying
Jay
on
Wayne.
him to like make plays, and all he was doing was like falling down on the field. Like
Nice.
they were down all the receivers. Like they lost Diggs, they lost Dell. Like they only had Collins. And like they're trying to get Mechie and like Hutchinson involved, and like those guys weren't doing anything. Hutchinson can't get open against anyone. It's just embarrassing. So yeah, it's just like if Houston had any sort of firepower, I think they would have won the game. Provided that the officials didn't like do anything suspicious. Anyway, anything else here? Maybe we can go to. Let's see. I don't like quarter props. Game specials. I think we looked at these. I don't like these. Like, will they record stuff in each quarter? Because like quarters can go by very quickly. Here we go. Saquon Barkley to record 100 plus rushing yards and Eagles to win plus 140. I feel like you can easily parlay that. I don't know why they have that here. Each team to score 3 plus rushing touchdowns is 80-1. That seems like I don't know.
No.
Seems pretty. It seems easy for the Eagles to do. I just don't know about the Chiefs. I wonder if there's a prop for the Eagles to score 3 rushing touchdowns.
2 rushing touchdowns and 2 field goals.
Yeah, but then you have to rely on Jake Elliott for that one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's very rough. Each team to score 2 rushing touchdowns and 2 passing touchdowns.
No.
Yeah, I don't think. I actually like this one better, even though it's 80-1.
Yeah. I would say that too.
Yeah.
You get Barkley with a couple, Hurts with one, you get an end around from Worthy, and then all of a sudden they bring in Samaje Perine.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Hurts and Barkley to combine for 200 plus rushing yards, plus 270.
Yeah, I like that.
It's not bad.
I think that's pretty good.
Yeah. You figure like Barkley gets to 150 and Hurts gets 50. That's definitely doable. Yeah, again, I don't like each quarter, each half. Like I don't like those. Kareem Hunt and Barkley to combine for 250 plus. I don't see that because there's no negative correlation there because if one team's ahead, that other running back's not running as much. Barkley and Hurts to get 250 plus is 12-1. I don't like that. 250 is a lot. 200 I can see. 250 is asking a lot.
Hurts and Barkley have 30 rush yards in each half. I know you don't like the each half, but I like that. I mean,
Hurts and Barkley, that's pretty tough because like Hurts' rushing prop I think is like 40, so you'd have to exceed that by at least 20. You know.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. Hunt and Barkley for 300 plus is 49-1. Yeah, I don't really see anything here. Kicker props we looked at. We like the under Elliott 6.5 points. Yeah, I mean, touchdown score. We don't look at touchdown score. We have Barkley minus 180, Hurts minus 115, Kelsey plus 130, Hunt plus 135, Worthy 145, Brown 180, Devontae Smith 230, Marquise Brown 270, Pacheco 320, Goddard 330. I like Andy liked that a lot too. I like this. That's kind of interesting. Mahomes 370, Juju 550, Hopkins. We talked about Hopkins 650. Noah Gray's also 650. Chiefs defense 750, Eagles defense 650, P Ryan 900. I imagine you like that. And then we talked about Shipley, Gainwell, and then these bums. What stands out to you here?
Take Kelsey touchdown. I mean, if you think there's some narrative that he's going to propose to her and win MVP, well, I'll tell you this much: he ain't going to win MVP without scoring a touchdown.
That's true.
So either you're going to get Kelsey to score a touchdown and you're going to get plus money on it. You know, so either you're going to make money and see them propose, or you're not going to see them propose.
I wonder if they're going to have that. I wonder if they're going to have that prop if he's going to propose to her. I imagine some sportsbooks going to have that.
Oh yeah, I mean,
would you bet that? If it was 50-1, would you bet it?
Yeah.
Yeah. If it was 20-1, would you bet it?
I don't know.
Trying to figure out what the right number is.
I don't know. I mean, if I feel like maybe they were waiting for a couple days before or something, but I wouldn't doubt that they'll have it.
Yeah. Oof. Okay, we have a couple more. Let's see. John Wayne, Falcons legend.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I thought Shams got hacked for sure. Can't believe. Yeah, it's such a bizarre trade. It's so weird. Yeah, so I guess that's about it. Unless you have anything else you want to bring up, Tom.
That's it. Sorry, I'm old. I'm getting tired.
I know.
Sorry, I was up late tonight or last night too. So
okay.
You know, usually I'm all tucked in by I'm retired for the evening usually by 10:30. So I was up very late.
Is the Dunkin' Donuts at Roosevelt Mall still standing? Yeah, if you guys didn't know, that's where the plane crash happened.
Glad you're okay.
Thanks for asking. It was 15 minutes away from my house. My friend, actually, Mithril, who lives, he comes on the show a few times. He lives about 5 minutes away from me, and he says he heard the crash happen.
Wow.
So that's how close we were. I haven't been to Roosevelt Mall in years, decades even. I have not been there in a long time, so I have no idea. I never go out that way. I never go into the city. I just don't want to. It's just terrible. Traffic sucks. High taxes. Like just no reason to go in the city. I would stay out here in the suburbs, but I don't know. We'll see. I mean, the Dunkin' Donuts right around the corner from my house. It's walking distance. That is still standing. So we still get to have our no nuts as my son calls them. Anyway, so guys, please hit like, subscribe, comment below, share this video, visit the link in the description for the merch store. All that would be appreciated. Thanks so much for commenting and watching. Tom, do you want to plug your Twitch channel or anything else?
Yeah, go ahead and throw me on there on Twitch if you like. The same banter that you hear on this show, just with me playing Rocket League.
Nice.
And I've been on again recently, but Walt, it's good to be here as always. Walter Football Family, thanks for joining in. Oh, great time as always.
Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna have our picks for the Super Bowl next week, Tuesday with Evan. Wednesday, Kenny said he can't come on Wednesday. He has a business trip, but he wants to be on a different day. So what I might do, if he's available Thursday, I know Andy wants to do an early show, so I might do like a double header with Andy and then Kenny.
A double feature.
Double feature. So if that happens, there will be no Wednesday show, but instead there will be a much longer Thursday show. If that happens, I'll let you guys know. I didn't talk to Kenny about it yet. And then Saturday, Tom will be on, I assume, right?
I'll be here. I'll be
The
there.
day before the Super Bowl. We'll have our final thoughts on the
Oh
game.
yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
So yeah. Looking forward to all that. And yeah, guys, thanks once again for watching. And I will talk to you on Tuesday.